Hey everybody, it's Matt the Christmas City Picker here. Just doing a quick podcast and video on how everything's been going this week so far. Let's see. I'd say listings are going slowly this week. I don't know if you remember, but in the one other episode we said I had a new job with a new company, same style job. So we're kind of been busy with that, but listings have been going slowly, but they've been moving. I've listed a couple high dollar items, so kind of makes up for the lack of volume that I usually do. I try to get a bunch of shirts and stuff. I did do a Whatnot hat auction, and for those that bid, thank you. They're already out at the post office and gone. I still have this bin here of tons of other hats that I didn't run or didn't sell, so we could get some of those out. But let's see. I'll show you what I listed this week so far. So I have, it's kind of heavy. I know podcast can't see it, but the video can. So this is a flatware set that I found in one of the storage units. It's actually a Mikasa. It's a high-end one from Mikasa. It's Sapulo from Mikasa. I listed it for a reasonable price. I did the comps, and just for one setting, it's usually been going for about like $55. This is a 12 setting collection, or whatever you want to say. So that got listed for quite a bit more. So hopefully that sells. So we have that to hopefully get sold. The wrestling figures. Remember I told you I bought some of those wrestling figures, and I went through some of these. Podcasts can't see, obviously, but I'll describe some. I went through some, and there are some in here like Yokozuna and Doink, which are pretty good high dollar on that. This isn't wrestling, but this is the Big Show. There's a whole bunch in here. There's about 40 to 45 figures in here, and they're all going for at least $7. So I think now I want your guys' input on this. I'm thinking about putting them on Whatnot. I don't want to start them at $1 though. That's the whole thing, is because my past two auctions I've started things at $1. Don't really have a lot of people in there, so you can't put a reserve bid on it and Whatnot. So if I start at $1, they might go for $1. But either way, I could roll the dice with that. I could put a couple of the high dollar ones on eBay and see how that goes, and just run the rest on Whatnot, and maybe I'll do that. But yeah, we got that. I have some other things, the camera equipment that we found. I have some camera odds and ends. I did find a pretty cool professional digital camcorder, and this actually has Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi enabled. I guess the person whose storage locker it was must have done weddings and things like that. So I found a bunch of that kind of stuff. So I can list some of those in the next few days, hopefully, just to keep some listings rolling, because I don't know how you guys are, but I like to list at least like 1 to 3 things a day. I keep things in drafts, and I keep pictures in my phone just in case, like, let's say I get done with work extremely late, or I'm sick a day and I just can't get out and take pictures of anything. I will use what I call like my backup pool of pictures and listings, and just to keep something going on eBay, because I don't know how true the algorithm thing is, but I don't want to find out the hard way that if I don't list, the algorithm drops. So I keep some of those in the thing in the backup. Yard sales. I'm excited for yard sales. It's Pennsylvania. It's up here. It's spring finally. The weather is hot and cold, literally. The weekends, you never know. I don't know about you guys, but it's like you get excited for the weekends, you get excited for flea markets and yard sales, and you wait for Saturday to roll around, and boom, you get rain, and it's just like you can't stand it. It's like you want to get out there, but yeah, it's been a long time. I feel like this has been a long winter, waiting to get out and do some picking at yard sales and garage sales. But it'll ramp up soon. The summertime usually doesn't pick up here really till around like May or June, when they start having community yard sales and stuff. So it should be better. I really don't know what I want to look for this year. Like I said in the last episode, I don't want to overbuy shirts just because I'm selling on Whatnot now, because that's not what I really like to buy, is clothing. I like buying clothing, like vintage clothing for me, that I think is cool. Like this sweatshirt I found at a Goodwill, actually, and I couldn't bring myself to sell it because it fits me, and I like it. So I don't know what I want to look for. Probably just the regular stuff. I'll fly by the seat of my pants with that stuff. Is there anything that you guys are looking for this year? Like, have you found recently that you have better luck with some certain electronics? I know some people do really well with the Space Saver appliances. Those are definitely a bolo. People sleep on those, like the under the cabinet things and the small little Space Savers, especially if they're vintage. They're going for good money right now. I just don't really have an eye for them, so it's harder for me to just spot them in a yard sale. Other things I can find, I can see from across a park and know what it is, but those I should train myself to look for those. But yeah, if there's anything specific that you guys are looking for, drop it in the comments. Let me know so we can talk about it. I'll take this time now to just remind everybody, follow me on Instagram, Christmas City Picker, YouTube, obviously, Christmas City Picker, Spotify. I named my podcast, actually, as Thrifting for the Future, because I think that's going to be what we're going to be talking about, is how to work on some goals with thrifting. And I think that's all of it. Whatnot, Christmas City Picker. Yeah, so just wanted to remind everybody that. So let's see, let's do a quick recap on the storage lockers and the sales. Just because I haven't really been to thrift stores much. I went to one today, just bought 3 things. A plug-in carbon monoxide detector, which is, even though it's used, it sells for $35, and but I'm going to keep it for here, because this office I just built, and I could use one because it's in my basement. It's next to my man cave, so I could put a carbon monoxide detector in here. But some of the things that I found in the storage lockers from the past week, I think I already told you guys about the camera equipment. I've already sold $800 worth of camera equipment, so that's doing very well. I still have 3 cameras listed. For, I think their total is almost $1,000 for all of them, because the one was a really nice camera with a lens, an autofocus lens. So camera equipment, while it's not something I usually like, if they're newer, the DSLR, especially with autofocus, those get some good money. So you can look for those. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see in the one storage locker they had a Seberg trash can jukebox. So I don't know if those of you that watch American Pickers, I know they've picked a couple of those on there. But a Seberg trash can jukebox from 1947 is big, round, looks like a trash can, and it plays 78s. It's seen better days. I don't know if I want to rehab it. I was looking up replacement parts just because I think it'd be really cool to have it, although it's bigger than a standard house door, so I don't know how we get it in. I don't know if I talked about the distillery that I work with, the distiller for. We're looking at moving to a different building. I could put it in there, but I think I might just list it on eBay as for parts or project. For parts not working, list it for $500 local pickup, and just try to get rid of it that way, because it takes up a lot of space. And you just can't get too attached to things that you buy, even if they're super cool. There were some. I see the silver, the clothes. There was a lot of clothing in the one, and if you guys were on my whatnots this past week, a lot of the crew necks and shirts came from that locker. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I have to treat some of them and wash some of them, and just kind of sort them out to see which ones I want to list first, which ones I want to hold back, put on eBay. But yeah, I think all in all there were 30 totes worth of clothing in terms of t-shirts and sweatshirts. Most of them 80s, some of them in various degrees of condition in terms of needing work, washing, treating, or just toss. So I'll do that. So the plans for the next couple days, well, this isn't related to the picking or the reselling, but my oldest, actually both my sons are in the band in the high school here. My oldest actually has his final concert tomorrow, so I'm going to go watch that, so I won't really be doing any picking or listing. I was in the same band, so it's going to be nostalgia. It's the 100th anniversary of the school, the 100th birthday. So they're going to have the directors, I think how many total? The 3 former living directors going to be directing with the new director. So it's going to be a big to do. I'm probably going to get a little bit misty-eyed because it's my oldest son. It's his graduating year. So those of you that have kids that have either graduated or about to graduate, you know what I mean. Especially if they go to the same school that you went to and do some of the same things that you did. It's going to be a nice moment. But yeah, I think this weekend, weather depending, I think it's going to be nice. I am going to get out there, hit some flea markets, hit some yard sales if they have any. I still go to yard sale treasure map. Is how I find the yard sales. If you guys know of any better apps, I think Dave was talking about one on their Trash to Cash podcast. I can't remember what it was, but I think I want to try to maybe look into that one, because the yard sale treasure map doesn't seem to really be populating much of the yard sales. Either that or people just aren't advertising, and you just got to kind of drive around and find out, if there are some. So hopefully I will find some of those, and I'll try to get the camera with me for that. So I'll test the waters. Maybe I'll put it on my handheld, the small little handle, and do it that way instead of just strapping it to me. I'll just do it that kind of be a little bit low key with the camera. Well, we'll see. But yeah, I'll start working this weekend on figuring out graphics, getting them in my computer, so that's why it's easy for me to use, so I can, like I said, put the total of the goal that we're going to start doing and work towards that. But yeah, as always, if there's anything you want to talk about, any suggestions, anything you want me to sell on Whatnot in the future, drop me a line on Instagram at Christmas City Picker. My email is christmascitypicker@gmail.com. We leave a comment on the YouTube video, and we'll go from there. I mean, this is just a not very polished, not very professional podcast or YouTube video. I'm learning, so hang with me, and we'll get everything a little bit more polished as time goes on. But as far as now, I can't think of anything else to really talk about in terms of reselling, except it just dawned on me a little bit what grinds my gears. eBay buyers that leave a negative feedback without even messaging you first. That has been my biggest pet peeve since I started eBay in 2004. I just had one today or yesterday. The postal service was slow with the package. I have 3-day shipping, or 3 days from when it's bought till I ship it is what I have, and it was within 3 days, and the postal service took a while with it. It was delivered 6 days after they scanned it in, and I got a feedback that said horrible experience. I paid $5.25 for local shipping, and I waited almost 3 weeks. 6 days after shipping is not anywhere close to 3 weeks, but whatever. So, tip for all of you: go follow eBay for Business on Facebook, the Facebook group eBay for Business. If you have a problem, you can contact eBay directly if you want, but eBay for Business can also help you with that. So I put in there that I needed negative feedback removed because it was incorrect, and they helped me with that. I also messaged the buyer and said, would you mind removing it? If you would have just contacted me, we could have worked something out. I could have refunded you shipping, yada yada yada. So, needless to say, I heard back from the one on Facebook, and they said, yeah, we can take it down for you. At the same time, I also heard from the buyer and said, I apologize. Thank you for keeping me in the loop. I will change it. Just refund the shipping. So I just refunded the shipping. It's not, $5 is not gonna, but I don't want to be blackmailed into changing my feedback or for them changing their feedback, and I have to basically pay for it to be changed. So that's just one of my pet peeves with that. I'm sure everybody hates that, but it just got to me today. I was like, nothing of my fault was the thing today, and if it's my fault, I apologize. I make it right, and I still always get positive feedback, but that just really kind of irked me today. But I digress. It's it all worked out for the best. It's just better just to take a deep breath and just move on when you have things like that happen, because it's not worth it losing any sleep, just because somebody left a negative feedback. But I blabbed on too long for that, so we'll talk more about that stuff later. But yeah, like I said, drop me a line. Let's chat a little bit. Let's get some things going in the future, and we'll go from there. All right. Everybody have a great day and a better tomorrow. See ya.